Hi, 4th grade. This is Mrs. Murillo. Today we're going to be looking at lesson 6.8. By the end of this lesson, you'll know how to practice multiplying a fraction by a whole number. So here we have an example of 4/7. We already know from our work with fractions that when a number like 4/7 is broken down using addition, it's the same as 1/7 plus 1/7 plus 1/7 plus 1/7. And this is kind of a review. We know that we can also write 4/7 as the product of a whole number and a fraction. So if I look at this top example, I can see that 1/7 is being repeated once, twice, 3, and 4 times. So when I write in my answer, I'm going to put a 4 as the whole number because 1/7 repeated itself 4 times. Then I'm going to be repeating which fraction? Well, I know from up top that the fraction that's being repeated over and over is 1/7. So my fraction is 1/7. So 4/7 is the same as 4 times 1/7. Okay, so let's imagine that there is a runner, and for this runner, marathon runner, is going to run 2/3 of a mile for 6 days, and we want to see how far the marathon runner ran. So we're going to multiply the 6 days times the 2/3 of a mile that the runner runs each day. So we're going to, whenever we do multiplication of a whole number times a fraction, what we're saying is that 2/3 is being repeated by itself 6 times. So if you think about it, it's like 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. Okay, there's our 6 times. But instead of adding all of this up, a faster method is to multiply the whole number times the numerator, because I know that 2 times 6 gives me 12. And then I'm going to put it back over the denominator, which was 3. Okay, but I can simplify this even more because I know that 12/3 can be regrouped into, I can make some wholes out of 12/3. I know it would only take 3/3 to make one whole. So I can divide 12 by 3 to see how many whole I can make out of that. And I know that 12 divided by 3 is 4. So how far has the marathon runner ran? Well, he's run 4 miles within these 6 days already. Right, so let's look at another example. This time I have 21 times 1/3. So let's imagine there are 21 people and they each eat 1/3 of a pizza. And we want to see how much total pizza they ate. So the same rules apply. We're going to be multiplying the numerator, the whole number, times the numerator. And I know anything times 1 gives me the same number. So 21 times 1 is 21. I'm going to put it back over the denominator, which is 3. Okay, and this is like saying I have 21/3. Well, how many whole pizzas did they eat if they ate 21/3? Well, I know I can divide. 21 divided by 3. And I say to myself, 3 times what makes 21? 3 times 7. So they ate 7 pizzas. That was a lot of pizzas that they gobbled up. Look at one last example. This is a word problem. It says a restaurant served quiche for lunch today. It's an egg dish. Each quiche was cut into 6 pieces. The restaurant sold 59 pieces. How many quiche is this? So whenever I have a word problem, I need to think about, what do I know? Well, I know that the restaurant sold 59 pieces of quiche. And I know that each quiche was cut into 6 pieces. Now be careful here. There was a number word. It wasn't a number, but it was a word number. So we still have to circle those word numbers. And I know if each piece, each quiche was cut into 6 pieces, it's each with a period. So I want to multiply times 1/6 because it was cut into 6 pieces, or 6. Okay. So to solve this, oops. Sorry about that. To solve this, I'm going to multiply the whole number times the numerator. That gives me 59. And put it back over the denominator, which is 6. This time, I think about it, 6 times something. Does it go exactly into 59? No, it doesn't go exactly, so I'm going to write it out using working form. And I ask myself, 6 times what is equal to or less than 59? Well, I know 6 times 5 equals 30. 6 times 6 equals 36. 6 times 7 equals 42. 6 times 8 equals 48. 6 times 9 equals 54. And 6 times 10 equals 60. Well, the closest I can get to 59 is, let's see, 30 is too small, 36 is too small. I gotta keep going. Looks like 54 is the closest I can get to 59 without going over. So I'm going to use 54, and I know 6 times what equals 54? 6 times 9 equals 54. So I'm going to write a 9 above in the quotient, and I multiply. 6 times 9 is 54. Now I need to subtract. 9 minus 4 is 5. Now, this is the part you have to remember, boys and girls. When we're dealing with fractions, we want to write our answer not just as a remainder 5, but we want to turn it into a fraction. So whenever I go to fill in the fraction, oops, sorry about that, I want to first find the number that is being divided in the divisor. The divisor is always going to be the denominator in the fraction. So remember, we're cutting the quiche into 6 equal pieces. So 6 becomes the denominator, and the remainder, which is 5, goes in the numerator. So the answer is 9 and 5/6. So the restaurant served 9 and 5/6 pieces of quiche.